Hey everybody, it's Cheyenne here with Mission Mom, and I am back with a brand new video. So today what I wanted to talk about was 5 things that you can bring to the hospital that will make you feel more comfortable. I know when you are getting admitted or getting ready to go to the hospital, it can be kind of nerve-wracking because you're still not sure what to pack. You're trying to get everything packed for yourself and for baby, and some things in regards to your own comfortability could be overlooked. So without further ado, I'm going to get started and I'm going to go over a couple of things that I ended up packing that I was really thankful that I brought with me. Okay, so the first set of items that I was very glad that I ended up buying and bringing to the hospital with me are both by a brand called Kindred Bravely. I found this brand because I was looking for bras to wear before the baby came, just because wired bras became really uncomfortable, and I wanted a bra that could kind of carry over from pre-baby to post-baby that didn't look like a total nursing bra. So once I found those bras, I started looking into more of their products because they were so comfortable that I just really enjoyed their brand and I wanted to see what else they had to offer. So on their website, I came across a labor and delivery gown. And I'm going to tell you something. When I first thought about this, I kind of laughed and I was like, who would buy a labor and delivery gown? It's just going to get dirty. There's no point in spending money on that. And the longer I thought about it, the more that it started to seem like a good idea. Because if you think about it, you're in a hospital. Everything around you is different. The bed's not comfortable. It's cold. You can't regulate the temperature. You have people poking and prodding at you. And why not have one thing that you can control that you bring from your house, right? In comes the gown. The great thing about these gowns, so I bought one for comfortability, but then I realized the functionality of it, and I ended up wearing this thing all throughout my hospital stay and probably the first 2 weeks I was home. So it is a full-length gown. It has Velcro in the front, so you can completely undo the front instead of having to undo the back. So when you're walking the halls trying to induce your labor or move things along, you don't have to worry about your buns showing out the back, which makes it very accessible to nurses because when you are getting monitored, they have to readjust your monitors often. So all you have to do is just unbutton or unvelcro the little Velcro snaps around your belly area, and they have access. And there's 2 different lengths, so depending on your size, these come in small, medium, and large, I believe, and you can have it clasped shut. My favorite part of this gown though is this shoulder area. There are snaps, so when you are breastfeeding, you can literally just snap all the way down and your boob is out. The other thing that this made it very easy to do after I had the baby was skin to skin. So I would just unsnap one side of my gown, I'd slip the baby in, and then I'd just snap it like partially back up so it kept her warm and made it easy to breastfeed, made it easy for skin to skin. I was cozy, I was warm. It did not get dirty because we just hiked it up before I actually delivered. It washes well, it wears well, and I mean, this is like the holy grail to me. So at first I laughed and thought, who would want that? And now I am like a firm believer. This will be in every hospital bag I pack for every child moving forward. I will do a video on what to pack in your hospital bag, but if you are looking for comfortability, if you're looking for something that's gonna, I think, make you be able to relax a little bit more, having things you can control definitely helps. And I would say this is one of them. You're just comfortable in it, and it's not like a scratchy, itchy hospital gown. It's very soft. And the second thing by Kindred Bravely are their hospital socks. They have a cute little saying on the bottom of them. This one says, if kisses were snowflakes, I would send you a blizzard. Some of them say, if you see this message, the baby's on the way, so on and so forth. They're very cute. The best thing about these is they fit snugly on your foot. I don't know if snugly is a word, but we're making it a word. But they fit snugly on your feet. They don't slip. They're not like thick and bulky, but they're thick enough to keep your feet warm. And they have like a nice thickness to them. I wear these actually even to this day in the winter because they keep my feet so warm, and they stay in place. So when you're pushing, you don't have to worry about your socks slipping. I only had one pair the first time I went into the hospital those got dirty from just walking from the bed to the bathroom. And the last couple of days that I was in the hospital, my stay was a little bit longer than expected. I wore the hospital socks and I was disappointed because they didn't keep my feet warm and they slipped off when I slept. And I really wished that I had 2 pairs of these. So after my hospital visit, I actually reinvested in the company and in the hospital socks because I liked them so much, and now I just wear them in the winter because they keep my feet warm. But I would say being comfortable in the hospital with what you wear, not feeling cold, being able to rate your temperature is super important. And that's probably one of the top things that I would recommend. And in the video on what to pack in your hospital bag, both of those things will be in there. I packed them the first time and I will continue to pack them for every baby that we have hereafter because it just made my experience that much better. Okay, so this next item, you might laugh at me, but I'm going to tell you, I was praised by the hospital staff for bringing this. It might not seem like a necessity, and I tried to keep things very slim on my visit to the hospital because I watched a ton of YouTubers tell me what to pack. And they were like, I've got my pump up mix on my iPod, and I've got my Himalayan salt lamp packed and my tea candles. And I'm thinking to myself, when the heck are you going to have time to put your Himalayan salt lamp on and light your tea candles before you give birth? Most of the time, nobody has that time. For me, I was in labor for 36 hours, and the minute the baby was coming, she was out in like a half an hour. So there was no time to even think about anything. The nurse was in, I was pushing. Before I knew it, the doctor was in, the baby was born. So I don't think anything really helps create the essence on when you're delivering. But in the event of being comfortable in the interim, especially for me because I was in the hospital for about 5 days between laboring and recovery afterwards, I brought my U-pillow. So, this might seem funny, and it is a very large item. And some people may think they don't want to haul their U-pillow or their maternity pillow in the hospital. I will tell you this was a game changer. The hospital pillows suck. The hospital bed sucks. But being able to prop yourself up and sleeping in something that you're used to, especially when you're having contractions, especially when you've got things hooked up to you, especially when it's already hurting to sit in that bed all the time because you're waiting for a baby to come, this thing made all the difference. And I could tell you every nurse and every doctor that came into my room praised me and said, that's such a good idea. I never thought to bring that. Yeah, you know what? I didn't think to bring it either until the last second. And I told my husband, load that freaking pillow in the car because I want it. And I used it every single day. And then when I was nursing afterwards, it was great because it props up and you can bring one of the arms over, so it makes like a nice little cushion when you're like nursing your baby, so you don't have to bring the boppy pillow and you don't have to bring all the other things that you could potentially bring. It's like a one and done. It's comfortable for you. It helps with baby once you're born. And when you're comfortable, you're more relaxed. And when you're more relaxed, labor is easier. So the better rested you are, the better you're going to feel. And although a large item, I could highly recommend this because it made all the difference on my lengthy hospital stay. Another add-in to being comfortable that you can definitely bring is some sort of warm blanket. My hospital had blankets that they warmed, but they were still just kind of like thick sheets, and they really don't keep you warm once the warming of them being warmed kind of runs out, and then you're cold. So I bought one of those nice thick fleece Vera Bradley blankets. It is in my daughter's room, and she is napping currently, so I cannot show it to you, but I would say having your own blanket is also helpful just because it keeps you warm. And if not, I'm sure your significant other would be happy to have a blanket because they're not provided so many great things when they're waiting for baby. A lot of times it's just a chair that reclines, maybe a pillow, sometimes a cot, but again, nothing that really keeps you warm. And for some reason, hospitals are ice chests. So in addition to the pillow, I would say maybe even bring a blanket with you as well. That's nice and toasty and cozy. Third item I would say that will make you more comfortable in the hospital are bringing your own toiletries, okay? And a lot of products these days are making small sized toiletries. This is from Target. This Love, Beauty, and Planet. It smells delicious. it just, the minute you can shower after you give birth, having something that smells normal to you, it just makes you not feel like you're in a hospital and in the pain from giving birth, and kind of just refreshes you a little bit. But if you can find a lotion you're used to, you know, ask your beautician, or if you are a beautician, grab some of these travel sizes of shampoos that you like. You know, I don't use Fructis all the time, but I do like the smell of it, and so I bought travel sizes of Fructis because it's only 2 days and that's not going to kill your hair forever. But at least it's a scent that's not like the stinky hospital, like shampoo, soap smell. And some hospitals don't even provide toiletries to people. So I brought my razor, I brought my shampoo, my body wash, some lotion afterwards. And then the other thing is, if this is something that you use all the time, your baby will get used to the scent. And they say that's important because then that's how babies kind of bond to their parents, is they get used to what you smell like. So a lot of times they say don't change your scents in the beginning. So if you're already starting off right at the hospital of using things that you're already used to using, one, it will make you feel better and more like yourself because you're smelling the same, you're cleaning yourself up, you're taking care of yourself, and then it'll allow baby to start getting used to those scents that you usually use. I probably wouldn't recommend like perfume or real scenty things just because it can irritate the baby, but like this product is a really clean product. It's good for the environment, doesn't have any like additives that are kind of weird, and then kind of go from there. But I was really thankful that I brought my own products. Our hospital did not provide us anything except for soap, and I am not going to just soap my body and not wash my hair. The first time I washed my hair, I felt like a whole new woman, and even though I was running off of like 2 hours of sleep, it just kind of re-energized me and got me ready for the rest of my day and night shift, because that's what it's all about when you have a newborn. Item number 4 that I threw in our hospital bag at the last second, but I ended up being thankful that we brought, was some sort of a massager. When you start contracting, and again, those hospital beds that are not comfortable, putting your spouse or your significant other on massage duty, Judge Judy, is going to be just what you need. So this does not take up much space in a bag. It is very small. It's got these little rolly balls on it. They're kind of cold, and then, you know, your person can take put as much effort into it that they need. Clearly the rolly balls come out, but I think this was like $5 at TJ Maxx. And again, when you are laboring, you want to relax as best as possible. So if having a little massage, and let's face it, sometimes our significant others are not great with hand massages. They just don't know the right tension. This kind of takes the guesswork out of it and just is like a nice, gentle massage to loosen the muscles, kind of keep you relaxed, because you do start tensing up. It's just a natural reaction when you're in pain. So something like this can make all of the difference. I didn't know if I would need it. I threw it in there. We used it throughout the entire 36 hours of labor. So I would say worth it for the size, the fact that it doesn't take up much room. Again, no Himalayan salt lamp, but does make all the difference, especially if you're going to be laboring for a while, which you don't really ever know how long your labor will be. It's whenever baby feels like they want to make their entrance into the world. So something like this can make all the difference just to keep you relaxed. And the better relaxed that you are, the quicker that baby might come out. So I would say pack a little massage roller. I will link one in the bio of this video on Amazon, just in case anybody is interested in getting one. Item number 5, and this can be as many items as you think that you're going to need, but going off of you not knowing how long your labor is going to be, I would bring something that will keep you busy. Whatever you think that's going to be. Whatever you feel like you want to utilize. Passing the time, we're big game people. Our mother-in-law, she brought us a tablet. We don't own one, like an iPad, but she brought one. We ended up watching one show. It was a little bit hectic just because people were in and out, so we didn't really have anywhere to like position the tablet, and you don't have TVs in your room, at least not at the hospital that we were at. Something that's small and compact that you can fit in your diaper bag that will keep you busy, keep your mind off things. I think is always a good thing. So this is Bananagrams. If nobody's ever played this game and they're into games like Scrabble, this is really fun, and it's small and compact. All your little Scrabble pieces fit inside of here. If you're a card people, you could bring a deck of cards. If you're a reader, you could bring a book. If you want to read something about baby-wise. This has to do with sleep training. This is a book that I would highly recommend. I will make a video on this at some point, I'm sure, and potentially even do a review of it. But this book helped us tremendously. If you want to get that head start on motherhood, get this sucker and start reading it either while you're pregnant or maybe while you're in the hospital if you want to do some reading. It's not a hard book to read. Or you could bring like a laptop and some DVDs, whatever you think would help. But again, you could be in the hospital for a long period of time. You never know how long your labor is going to be. Even if you're in there for 8 hours before you start going into active labor, it's 8 hours that you have to kill. So something to keep you busy. I don't think you're going to want to scroll social media for 8 hours, but I'd say something small just to keep you busy, just to keep you occupied, is always what I would recommend. It helped us a lot. We were in there for a long time, and it made the difference on making the time go by a little bit better, and it helped distract me from my contractions because they do get pretty painful, especially for, women, and then maybe men or women, whoever's holding the hand of the person that's actively contracting, because we start squeezing harder. So I think a little game or a movie or a book, something to pass the time, is something I would definitely recommend to keep you comfortable at the hospital that you may overlook or forget to pack. And my last little tidbit, so this could be a 5.5 book, but if you prefer a specific type of water bottle, I would highly suggest just packing something. They do provide you with water cups, but it's kind of a straw and a flimsy cup, and it doesn't really keep the water cold that long. I'm a huge fan of a hydro flask. I love them because they keep your drinks warm or cold, and then it's really easy for your spouse to kind of go and fill it up, or have your nurse go and fill it up for you. And again, it's something that you're used to. It's something that you recognize, and when you are used to things and you recognize them, it keeps you more relaxed and it keeps you more comfortable. So it's something you can control, and it's something that they allow to be brought into the hospital. And another thing on the entertainment side that you could do, but if not, this is just going to be something that I put in my video on what to pack in your hospital bag, is the baby book. When you have time, you can start filling a lot of this stuff out. The first part of baby books a lot of times has to do with the parents. So what were the parents doing before baby? How did they get ready for them? What does the nursery look like? All that stuff. And then when the baby's born, there's spaces typically for like their handprints or footprints. And a lot of time hospital staff would be more than happy to do those touchless ink prints in the baby book. But you could start filling this out too and kind of get a head start. I know I use this as one thing to kind of keep me distracted. And even afterwards, when you're up and the baby's sleeping, but you're just in this weird sleep schedule and you just don't know what to do, you could always have that to fill out. Is it something to keep you comfortable? No, but it's something that could keep you busy. Either way, this will be in my what to pack in your hospital bag if you're a baby book person, just because I thought it was something important. I always look at my baby book, so I think you throw it in there and you could use it as a twofer. But other than that, that is all that I have for you today. I appreciate you tuning in. If you are new here, please rate, review, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are a seasoned mom and there is something that you absolutely had to have that made you comfortable at the hospital, leave it in the comment section below. No information is bad information, as I've always said. When you're a new mom, that's what you're usually looking through the internet trying to find what's going to be best for you and what's going to work. So moms working together is the best thing possible. And until next time, everybody, I'm Cheyenne, and we're all on the same mission, and that's figuring out motherhood. So until next time, see you later.